Learning more details now on the ploy by Florida Governor Ron DeSantis to traffic migrants seeking asylum to Martha's Vineyard. Somehow even worse as more details emerge. Not only was it a cheap political stunt using human beings as pawns, it was also a scheme to ensure mass deportations. According to immigration attorney Rachel Self, who spoke with the migrants, authorities in Texas deliberately provided them false information that would likely lead to their deportation. Take a look.
And instructions to change their address with USCIS when they relocated. This is especially troubling as anyone with even the most basic understanding of the immigration proceedings knows that USCIS was not the agency with whom the migrants would have to record their addresses and has nothing to do with their cases in any way. It is clear that this was an intentional attempt to ensure that these migrants were removed in absentia when they failed to change their address with the proper agency. This was a purposeful derailment designed to prevent people from complying with federal immigration policies. This is problematic because the state should not be interfering with federal immigration policy.
Well, that's disturbing. And these weren't just henchmen of Governors DeSantis and Abbott. Federal agents within the Department of Homeland Security were also involved here.
Before they boarded the planes, the migrants were processed by agents of the Department of Homeland Security, who listed falsified addresses on the migrants' paperwork. Agents apparently chose random homeless shelters all across the country, from Washington to Florida, to list the migrants' mailing addresses, even when told by the migrants that they had no address in the U.S. According to the paperwork provided to them, the migrants are required to check in with ICE office nearest to the fake address chosen for them by DHS or be permanently removed from the United States, with some required to check in as early as this coming Monday. It could not be clearer that this is an attempt to ensure that these people are ordered removed, even as they try as hard as they can to comply with the instructions provided to them. There is no other reason to list as someone's mailing address a homeless shelter in Tacoma, Washington, when they ship him to Massachusetts. It is sickeningly cruel, throwing obstacles in the way of people fleeing violence and oppression.
Yeah, this should be a major scandal. On Monday, a sheriff down in Bexar County, Texas, which includes San Antonio, where many of the migrants were lured onto the planes that went to Martha's Vineyard, said he was opening an investigation into the matter. Sheriff Javier Salazar said the individuals were, quote, preyed upon and had their rights violated. But since there actually is no rule of law in this country, insofar as it doesn't apply to the ruling class and its politicians, Ron DeSantis is campaigning all around the country, bragging about his human trafficking operation, and he promised more flights in the future. Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our new videos. Also, if you want to see Means Morning News in its complete form, not just the clips we post here, head on over to Means TV and get access to all our new episodes and our entire backlog, plus tons of other great movies and original TV shows.